Hello my beautiful friends and welcome to Tailor Made Beauty by Kris. Today I am doing a light, glowy, beautiful look that would be fantastic for Valentine's Day. This is a look that I posted on Facebook and had requests to do a tutorial on it. So Lisa and others, this is for you. My concealer, foundation, and brows are already done. So let's go in with the eyeshadow. And this is Tarte's Sizzle palette. I believe I got this in a subscription box, so you may have it. Otherwise, grab any palette that you've got that has a good transition color and some light shimmers. Really, it doesn't have to be this palette. Grab any eyeshadow, transition, shimmer, a nice light highlighter, and you'll be set. I am going to start with the crease color, which on this palette is this shade right here. It is one of the only two mattes in this palette. And I am using a MAC 221. It doesn't want to focus. Fine, it's a MAC 221, don't focus. It's a small crease brush. That is what I use because my eyes are a little smaller. And I'm just working that back and forth, starting in the actual crease and working up ever so slightly. And you can see that this shade is just a couple shades darker than my actual skin color. And that's what makes it such a good crease color. For the most part, or certainly for this look, you don't want a crease color that stands out too terribly much. We're going for a nice, glowy, soft look, and something that stands out would not accomplish that mission. So, there we go, we've got that done. And I am gonna go in with that exact same brush and pick up just a little bit of this darker brown color. And just on the end, and I'm just working that out here at the outer corner, corner, down to the lash line, into the crease a wee bit, down to the lash line, just moving it around, blending it in with the brush. And you can see that just adds a little depth, a little dimension, a little more interest here. Going into the other side, same thing. All right, since I have both sides done, I'm not picking up any more eyeshadow. I'm just taking what's left on my brush and working that into the actual crease, the lower part of the crease, to give my eyes more depth. And that's what we've got. And because I want the lighter shimmer to really stand out, for this to be a very glowy look, I'm going to do a cut crease. So I have a Q-tip and I have Clinique Take the Day Off eye makeup remover, and I'm just going in there and now removing the eyeshadow just from below my natural crease down about 2/3 of the way out over my eyelid. And there's not, and you see trust me, there's not a ton coming off. It's just really gonna help the shimmer color to stand out. All right, so that's step one on the cut crease, is removing the eyeshadow. Step two is to go in with concealer. And I like Tarte Shape Tape. And I have this in shade Light Medium Sand. And the brush I have, this is an Ulta brush. It's called a flat concealer. It's actually a little bit large, but if I work with the tip, I can make it work. And so I'm just picking up a little bit and starting in that center of that area that I cleared off, and now working it up to the crease and over to the center. Okay. And trying to be pretty precise with its placement and also helping it dry a little bit. All right, I've got both sides done and just trying to get that to dry a little faster. I will say I did not do any setting powder because I know that this palette has a bunch of fallout. So if you have a palette and you know you've got a lot of fallout from it, either just completely do your eyes first and then do the rest, or if you like doing your foundation, just don't do setting powder. That way you can get it cleared away much easier than if you've set it. And the shade I am going in with today is this very light sort of pinky purple here. And the brush I have, this is, oh my gosh, this brush is probably 20 years old. What I like about it, it comes to a point. The bristles are tapered, so it picks up a lot of pigment, but the point gives me good control. And I am really gonna work that brush in there and tap it off. So lots of eyeshadow on that brush. And now I'm placing it on that crease, and I can tell that it is going to take several applications to make this build up. And I just keep working the brush in, tapping it off. All right, I've got the one side done. All right, so I've got that done. The last bit for the upper part of my lid, this is a brush by a company called Reefer. And look how tiny that is. This is their 03. It is just a little tiny pencil brush, but it's a little softer than most pencil brushes. And what I'm gonna do is pick up this lightest shimmer here. And I am doing the inner corner of my eye up just a little bit onto the lid. For a little brightness and a little glow there. Doing the other side. And then the last bit for the eyeshadow is the lower lash line. And I am going to go into this shimmer shade here, which is about the same depth as what I used for the crease. And this is a Morphe brush that came in a set. And honestly, it is my favorite for doing my lower lash line. It's just a squared off brush. It picks up enough product, but not too much, and works really well on my lower lash line. And I'm just going about 2/3 of the way across. And because it's so light, again, we're just kind of doing a light glowy look. it's got shimmer, but it doesn't read really shimmery. It just adds to the overall lightness of it. All right, so eyeshadow is done. I am just gonna use this big, what is this? I think it's another Morphe. It's an unnamed brush, just a big fluffy brush to blend away anything that fell on my cheeks. Today, also for this look, I am going to tightline, and my favorite eyeliner for tightlining is this Marc Jacobs. It's their gel crayon eyeliner. This color I think is Irony, and it is a nice soft gray. So I'm going to tightline. That means I'm going under my lashes on my upper lid. And then I am just working the corner and a little bit on my lower, just the teeniest little bit on my lower lash line. And you can see just the extra definition and depth that this eye has because it has that tight lining. I think those of us that wear contacts might have a little bit easier time doing this because we are so used to sticking stuff in our eyes all the time. Of course, one of the perils that we have then is sometimes that stuff transfers to our contacts, which may have happened on this eye. Nope, I guess not. Okay. So just making that connection on the outer corner over here. I am now going to do my setting powder that I didn't do before. This is the Cover FX, what do they call this? The Perfect Setting Powder. And I am going to use my IT Cosmetics Big Fluffy, what is this? This is a 225 complexion powder brush. I really like this brush for powder. Ooh, I feel like I just powder bombed my contact. Not a fun feeling. All right. Okay, all powdered. Next, I am going to do a little bit of contour. I am using the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. I love this. It's great for my skin tone. Here again, what do I have? This is, whose brush is this? A P09A. I think this is one of the early reefer brushes. So I just am picking it up, tap it off, and just going underneath my cheekbone, a little bit up the side, right? Creating a shadow, right? Contour, a shadow there. Do the same on the other side. Don't want anything very harsh, too terribly dark. And I'm going to use the Blendiful, Tati Beauty's Blendiful, because I do want that worked in just to look very natural. And then I know I have blush. This is Lorac Prism. It's a nice peachy color. So any nice light peach, or you might have something with a little bit more of a pinky hue, maybe that works better on your skin tone. I just tap the brush in there, tap it off, and then go over my upper cheek, do the apples of my cheek, just to give a soft glow. Going back in with the Blendiful, as I want to work that in. And, and that was a Sonia Cusack brush from Target. And then I have an IT Cosmetics brush. I'm not even sure. It's called a highlight brush, which is good because that's what I use it for. So back in Charlotte Tilbury here, picking up that highlight and just really gently doing it on the top of my blush, and then whatever's left just above the eyebrow there. Give a little lift and a little glow, right? Valentine's Day, just ever so little bit of glow and sparkle. Now, maybe, you know, for going out, a little extra, maybe a little on the end of the nose, little there on the cupid bow of the lip. I certainly didn't pick up any more. All right, if I would have remembered setting spray, this is where I would use setting spray. I did not remember it, so I'm gonna skip it. What I will do though is use the IT Bye Bye Pores Translucent Pressed Powder. And yes, I have another one of those IT Cosmetics 225 brushes for my setting powder. The silver one is for setting, gold one is for finishing powder. And just going over everything, help it stay put, give everything just the nicest, smoothest finish. We are almost there. Let's go ahead and do mascara. I use the Surratt eyelash curler. It's a great shape. It does a wonderful job. I didn't used to think there was really that much difference for using eyelash curlers until I got the Surratt one. And what I do is I get pretty close to the base of my lashes, and then I give it a good hard squeeze for about, has that been 10 seconds or so? And then my go-to is the Estee Lauder Little Black Primer. Also love this stuff. Sorry, trying really hard not to drop too far off camera doing this. All right, there's the primer, and I am using the Milk Kush mascara. This gives me really full volume, lush lashes, pretty good for length. Just is a really fabulous mascara. Oh, dropping below camera, so sorry. And last but certainly not least, we need to do lip color. And what I have is Milani Keep It Full lip gloss, and this is the shade Gold Dust. And this is just a light, warm, beautiful color. Really, most of what it's bringing to the party is just some gorgeous shine. I didn't want anything really too dark because we're just trying to keep this light and gorgeous and glowy for Valentine's Day. And there you go. That's the final look. Of course, I would do my hair before going out. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I post every Monday and Thursday. If you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and find me on Facebook and Instagram, where I put my makeup looks Monday through Friday. Have a really fantastic day.